Okay, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to make a shield in Blender, and it's going to be similar to the two shields that I made. The first one I made is the round one, and then the second one is this more rectangular one. We're going to make one that's similar to that one. So it's going to be a simple low poly shield, but you should learn something decent from this tutorial. If you enjoy, please like and subscribe. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I want this to be a little bit thinner. So I'm going to press A to select everything, press S to scale, and then Y. You can see some of my hotkeys in the bottom left hand corner. I'm gonna maybe something like this. Then I'm going to loop cut with Control R. So that gives me a face at the top and the bottom that I can play with. So I'm going to press 3 and go into face select mode. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit like that. Then I'm gonna bring this up. Okay, I wanna bring this down a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go into edge select mode. I'm gonna bring both of these up. That looks about right. I can choose these two edges, bring them down, Shift Z to go into wireframe, and maybe pull this up a little bit. Okay, we got something we can mess around with. Again, this is your shield, so you do what you want with it. Make it your own. So I'm gonna select all three of these faces. I'm going to select all three of these faces, and I'm going to press I. Now your inset face might not be working, so press I again. You can see when you press I, you can see at the top of your screen in that viewport, it'll give you some options to change how the inset face works. So I'm going to, because I kind of want it to be a chunky shield, like a chunky playful shield. So I'm going to go about right there. That looks nice. So now what I'm going to do is I want it to go inward. So I want wood planks in here, so I need a space to put those wood planks. So I'm going to press E and then click, and that's gonna extrude these faces, and then I can press S and then Y, and I can make those faces recess into our shield. Okay, that's looking nice. Now what I'm going to do is these are going to be my planks. So I'm going to Shift D, Y, and then with these faces selected, I'm going to Control B. Well, first I'm going to select these two edges because I just want to bevel these edges. That's it. Then I'm going to Control B and create a little space. These are going to be the spaces between our planks. And then I'm going to press X and delete faces. So that gives us a little space. Now if it's too much, we can fix that later on. And then I'm going to select all three of them and extrude like that. Then I'm going to select all of them with L and bring them back in like that. So now we have a little shield. It's kind of chunky, but it's okay. It's still a shield. And then what's nice, I want to see the inside faces a little bit more. It's really flat, so I want to give it some dimensionality. And I'm going to press S. Well, actually, I'm going to press S on both sides. So to choose both of these edge loops, you're gonna Alt select to choose that edge loop, and then Alt Shift select, left click to pick both of them. So I'm going to press 1 on the numpad to go into the front view. Then I'm going to scale outwards. So now I can kind of see the inside of that. Right? And if we don't like it, we can always press Control Z and fix it. Control Z is your best friend. Don't ever forget that. Now I'm gonna select these faces. I'm gonna press SY. I'm gonna bring that in like that. Okay, yeah, that's looking nice. I like that. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna select both of these edge loops. So Alt select to select the edge loop. You're gonna hold Alt and then click it, then Alt Shift to click and select the other edge loop. And then I'm gonna Control B to bevel it a little bit. Just a slight bevel, you know, nothing too crazy. Yeah, that's looking good. Now, I can be lazy sometimes, a lot of times. So I'm gonna press L and I'm gonna press P to separate this selection. So it's separate from this object. See, now there's another cube here. We're gonna delete that. So there's another cube here, right? That's what its name is. So you can always come into the scene collection and change the name by double clicking. We can call this wooden planks or something like that. And we can call this shield. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to apply the mirror modifier. So first you go into the wrench icon. You see all these tabs. You wanna go into the wrench and you want to select mirror, right? And it gives you options to mirror over certain axes. So by itself, it's not working. Is it working properly? It is working properly. So there we go. So all I had to do was press Y. So we flipped it over the Y axis and it worked correctly. So then we're going to apply that. So that's good, we applied it. And now we have our shield, but wait, there's more. So now what I want to do is I want to combine this with my main shield. So I'm going to select everything in the scene. I'm going to press Control J. Bam, Control J. Awesome. And then while in edit mode, I'm going to press Shift S, cursor to select it. Now anytime you make a new shape, it's going to like spawn or instantiate or populate, whatever word you want to use. It's going to be here where the cursor is. Wherever the cursor is, the new shape is going to be. The middle of that shape is going to be there. So I'm going to press Shift A and create a cube. I'm going to scale that cube in, right? I'm going to scale that cube in, and then I'm going to rotate it on the Y axis. So I'm going to go R, Y, 45. And so now it is tilted on its Y axis 45 degrees. I'm going to scale it in a little bit more. Then I'm going to go into face mode, select this loop of faces, press E, S, Shift Y, and then scale it out like this, right? So now I'm going to bring this face out, extrude this face, and then scale it in. And now I have a little jewel I can play with. And mind you, you can do this any way you want. You can change it up however you want. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift A, create another cube, that same spot, scale it in, and then press S and Z. And what you can see is that it's kind of clipping. If we zoom out, we can see that it's clipping because the faces or the edges are really close together. So I'm going to select that face and then bring it in on the Y axis. That looks pretty. I'm gonna press L, Shift D, R, Y, 90 degrees. And then I'm going to scale this on the X axis. Nice. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Nice. And that's basically our shield right there. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just speed through this part and texture it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. See you at the end.